All right, gang, welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. I think Holly's got the call muted out. Wanted to get everybody on the call right quick and talk about crushing the month. Holly, I think you may have muted yourself out I think I sent you the wrong thing to mute out. But anyhow, welcome everybody. Congratulations to each and every one of you on this call as a team, as Team Visalus from what I call my organization, our organization, gang. We are 3-0 right now. January, 14% growth. February, 14% growth above January, compounded growth. Already, the month of March. Congratulations, guys and gals. We have a victory. We've already crossed last month's numbers. From this point forward, everything we do between now and the end of the month is absolute, total gravy. We are just crushing it. So for each and every one of you that see a massive growth in your business, congratulations. If you're not seeing massive growth in your business, it's coming, but it's going to be based on your activities. I love each and every one of you. You know that as I hug your neck, as I high five you, as I sow into your life. You know I love you, but this is a whole line full of leaders, and so I'm going to pull gloves off and talk to y'all. And if you're not experiencing massive growth, you've got to make for daggum certain you're out there doing the activities that cause it to happen. You don't get married to results. You get married to actions. You get married to the income-generating activities, and everything else will absolutely follow. As some of y'all know, I had an opportunity to spend a little time with John C. Maxwell a couple days ago, and as me and John was sitting there and I was picking his brain on some things, one of the things that he said that resonated with me is that quick wins create momentum. For you guys that were with me back in 2010, when we fired this thing up, like Holly and Tim Kirkland, Dale and Linda Croy, Tito and Irene Alleman, and I could just keep rolling names off. If you remember, it was all about going and helping someone create that real quick victory that created the momentum. It gives them confidence. It creates posture. That way it's not what they're saying. It's what people's reading in them because of their belief level. And, you know, the other thing I would share with you and I don't know that John said this, but he said something that made me think about this, and that is what you know, gang, is easy. What the things that we know, it's easy to go out and teach that. But the problem is what we do is the hard part. You see, it's easy to go talk the talk, but it's much harder to go walk the walk. And those of you that's been around me any length of time know that I tell you constantly, go let your daggone walk speak so loudly that your voice can't be heard, meaning you're out there doing the deal, not just telling somebody else how to go do the deal. And with that brings me to my next point. Folks, we are in momentum within this team. Now, we might not be in momentum throughout all of Visalus. They'll come around and follow us. We're the leaders. We were the leaders in 2010, by God, and we are the leaders right now, and everything we're doing is going to create a vacuum, and we'll suck the whole company into massive momentum, but it starts with us being leaders and leading by example. I had Justin Call pull me a report a little while ago of everybody who has qualified for Vitality VIP. And he started with 5 stars and went down to brand new executives. And I got thousands and thousands of people in this report. And I'm going to tell you, it was almost embarrassing looking at some of these leaders that ain't even registered for Vitality or that hasn't went out and sponsored their first EPS. I told you I'm going to take the gloves off. I love y'all, but you got to hear this. I wouldn't tell you anything that ain't going to help you succeed and hit home runs. People say, you know, it ain't whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Bull crap, it is whether you win or lose, and we're out here to win, gang. And you can't win if you're not leading from the front. You've got to be leading from the front. You've got to make sure you're Vitality VIP qualified. I'm not sitting back on my laurels saying, hey, I'm not going to go get my new EPS. I'm not going to register Vitality. Go look at me. I'm on the daggum list, gang, because I'm not going to ask you to do something I'm not going to do. It's you first. You go get registered for Vitality, and you go out and you get your EPS and lead from example so your team will go replicate that, gang. You know, the next thing you want to think about is who in your team has went out and sponsored an EPS. And this is all closing the month, guys. We've got a promo laid in our lap to go crush this daggone month and do some massive numbers, but we got to leverage the promo. So you first. You go get it done first. Well, Kyle, I ain't got nobody in the funnel. Well, go put somebody in the funnel. Meanwhile, I'll call Grandma and put her in on the EPS and go register for Vitality so you folks can see that you got it done so that you can go out and lead them correctly. Next thing you want to know is who's put a Who's put an EPS in the business this month that hasn't registered Vitality? You need to know that. Delegate this to your RDs or whatever, but go pull your start date, see who came in on the EPS, and delegate it to the RDs to call them and make sure they're registered for Vitality, or do it yourself. But the main thing is, you need to. We're going to go 6-0, and that's the message of the company. That ain't my message. My message is 12-0, baby. We're going to go 6-0, but we're going to go 12-0. We're going to crush this daggum thing. We're going to swing it into momentum, and if we go 12-0, gang, Visalis' biggest month they ever had will be the month of December. But it's all going to come down to us leading from the front. So you may want to delegate it. You may want to do it yourself. The other thing that you'll ask yourself is who's in the business that hadn't got their EPS yet. Well, we want to rattle them, shake them up, get them out there getting an EPS, and then get them registered for Vitality. It's very important that we leverage the Vitality VIP. I'm going to keep moving, but I want y'all to keep this in your head. This is the main promo y'all got this month as leaders. Any of y'all talk to me, y'all hear me. All I do is keep rattling this over and over again. I'm out there rocking it. I'm rolling it. I'm looking. I'm digging. I'm getting everybody across. That's why I'm only one even close to me right now is Ernest Ross in the standings, and I bet to smoke him too. So and that's a challenge, Ernest. And so here's the deal, gang. You got to dig in there, and you've got to get these folks there because we're going to go and we're going to build a business. We're going to create massive momentum. But if you don't have these folks going to Vitality, you don't have the glue. The glue is what's going to cause it all to stick together when you get there. The major events are the glue. You want them registered now. If they registered, they're going to go. Next thing I want to talk to you about is I hope everybody on this call, because you're all ambassadors and above, I hope every single one of you are running your Friday call. Whether you do it Friday morning, Friday afternoon, I hope you're running your Friday call. If you're not, you need to draw a line in the sand and say, today is my day, and roll that call out this afternoon, pull your RDs on the call, figure out who they're running across the line before Thursday midnight. Except this week, gang, you want to have a little bit different of a dialogue because our month is going to come to an end on Tuesday night with Wednesday cleanup. So you want to end your week, if you will. You want to act like your week is going to end on Tuesday. So your dialogue to your RDs is who are you going to cross to director by midnight on Tuesday night. That needs to be your dialogue on your Friday calls. And the good news is the ones they don't get across, they'll get them close, and we will get them across for Thursday night. So, but let's focus on Tuesday night, getting everybody, every single person across, and let's crush these RD calls where we're picking who we're running for director. Shrink your week down to Tuesday. Another thing that happened when I was talking to John, this was point blank. I said, John, winners win and quitters quit. And he's very versed in what's taken place in Visalus over the last 12 months. And I said, why? I have my opinion. I said, John, I want to know from the leading authority on leadership for the last 40 years, I want to know from you, why is it that you think people quit? Why do they quit on business and their marriages and their faith? And why does winners win? And he shared a couple thoughts with me. He said, Kyle, and he said, more particularly in your business, people quit because of or win because of emotional capacity. Either the lack of emotional capacity causing them to quit or the ability to handle emotional things. So meaning they have emotional capacity. And what he means by that is how they handle setbacks. We're all going to have setbacks, gang. Right now, we're so daggone flat fired up. Ernest Ross is kicking it, crushing it, and y'all are hearing about it, and his team. And when I say Ernest, I ain't talking about Ernest. I'm talking about Ernest's entire team, not as a singular person, but an entire team. And I'm excited. But those of you who went before Ernest knows he's going to face a setback, and his team's going to face setbacks. And based on how they handle those setbacks is going to determine whether they're winners or quitters, just like you experience it in your business. He went on to tell me that when things are good, 100% of the people's got a great attitude. If you think about this, for those of you that's been with me for 4 years, when you have massive momentum and you're crushing it, killing it, everybody's got a good attitude. But when things are bad, about 20% of them got a good attitude, and the rest of them's got a bad attitude. That's just life. Get over it. That's just life. He said self-image is another reason why people quit. Lack of self-image. They see themselves as a 4, a 3, a 2. They don't see themselves as an 8 or a 10. People that see themselves as an 8 or a 10, that helps them increase their emotional capacity. So how can you have an impact on that, gang? As leaders, you'll hear me every time I talk to one of y'all. I tell you, a daggum rock star, I believe in you. You're a stud. Why do I do that? Because I believe in you, and I'm getting you to believe that you're an 8, you're a 10, to increase your emotional capacity. When people don't have the emotional capacity and they lack the self-image, they are easily influenced by others, gang. So someone on the outside can say something and steal their dream, steal their belief because they lack that emotional capacity. They lack that self-image. Influence of others. Now, influence of you can cause them to be a winner, and that's why I tell you all the time, you might have to take the gloves off and pump them side the head, but you better tell them you love them, and you better tell them you believe in them and that they're a stud, and they're going to get this, they're going to crush this, because that's what you're leaving them with, their belief. You're building their belief. So your influence can cause them to be a winner as well. And then the last thing he told me was the inability to stay committed. And he said, if a person can't stay committed to anything, they'll never have emotional capacity, they'll never have self-image, and they'll be influenced by the wind every time it blows a different direction. And so through these first 3 things, we can affect a person's commitment level, staying committed to their dreams, staying committed to their goals, staying committed to their business, staying committed to you. You know, if you think about this, gang, a lot of times we look at a person and we might say, wow, they're a stud because they're doing well. But remember, momentum makes an average person look amazing, makes them look like they are the rock star, stud muffin extraordinaire. But lack of momentum makes an average person look really bad. Folks, we have got to focus on increasing people's emotional capacity, their self-image. We have to work on the ability to influence us, our influence over others, and that will cause people to stay consistent and committed to what we're doing. You know, the bad part is every one of you on this call, you've got to constantly be growing. Just like me, I'm constantly growing every day. I ask myself every night, what could have I done to make my life better today? And when I say my life, because my life isn't business, y'all, that's one component of my life. What could I have done to make my business life better, my relationship life better, my spiritual life better? I ask myself that every day, and then the next day I take action on the things that could have made it better. You know, a lot of you on this call, you know that I've told all of you, there ain't nobody on this call ain't heard me say this at some point or the other, that everybody on this call, you better be doing some personal development, you better be reading some good stuff, and I try to make recommendations to people based on things that moved me and things that I've seen move others. A lot of you on the call have read some of Grant Cardone stuff. I had a lot of y'all on the reading the 10X. Reason why is because it is a life-changing book. People read it, they get it, they go out and knock it out of the park and hit home runs. Some of the biggest growth we got in my entire team right now, you talk to the leaders, they're going to tell you they read 10X and they went out there and started 10X and everything. And the reason why you're going to need to develop as a person, y'all, is no matter where you go, baby, there you are. That can be good and that can be bad. I asked the guy this morning, I said, hey, no matter where you go, there you are. Are you happy you found yourself? And he kind of chuckled. He said, no, I'm not. And I said, here's a book, read it. Because once you start bettering yourself, you're going to be happy you found yourself. Last thing I'm going to tell y'all is that all of you have been told to read the 10X, and hopefully all of you have. And those of you who's read 10X, I'm going to tell you the next book, and you don't need to read this one. You need to listen to this one, because Grant did it on audio, and he would read from the book, and then he would add some extra stuff in there that you're not going to get on the book. And I'm going to tell you what, it'll absolutely spawn ideas, philosophies. It'll fire you up, get you in gear, get you engaged, make you understand that you can go crush this business. And that was called Sell or Be Sold. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal book. And I ain't married to Grant Cardone in any way, shape, or form, but doggone it, when somebody puts something out there that's life-changing, and I see it changes people's life, that you can bet your bottom dollar that I want everybody that I want to win, I want them on this information. And funny enough, gang, something happened this morning. I was on the phone chatting with Grant, and I said, Grant, I said, you know what, a lot of my folks are reading your books, and I said, most of them have no idea who you are as a person and what you're all about, other than you're the New York Times bestseller many times over. You created information-based selling. You've done a lot in the world of sales. When I talk to anybody in professional sales and I say, who's the number one trainer in sales, they say Grant Cardone. Just like when you ask someone who's the number one person in leadership, they say John Maxwell. So I asked Grant if he didn't mind jumping on the phone for a minute and chatting with y'all. So, Grant, was you able to make it, buddy? Are you on here?
My man, you know I'm here, brother.
Well, Grant, if you would, brother, share a few words of wisdom with my folks. I told you these are my leaders of leaders, my studs. These are the guys that's out there 10Xing it every day, Grant. If you would share a few words with them, my friend.
So Kyle, appreciate you having me on. Appreciate the kind words you've said about me. By the way, we're recording this, so when you're done, you'll be able to see this on my YouTube channel. You're going to see some crazy stuff going on while Kyle was talking about, hey, you got to be the example. You got to be out first. I'm taking notes. I'm tweeting. I'm out tweeting all of you on this call right now, by the way. He's talking to you about year-over-year gains, never be satisfied. More is the only thing that counts. Rattling, rocking, and rolling. Kyle dominates. He's a dominator, man. He's a perfect example of what I talk about in the 10X rule about do not compete. Do not compete. Do not compete. Do not get satisfied. You want to dominate your space, own your market, literally cover up the marketplace. Because look, these windows of opportunities like you guys are experiencing right now are being, one, created by you, created by the opportunity, the good and bad of the economy. You guys know that as leaders. And the third thing is these windows only stay open for so long. They don't stay open forever. And people need opportunity right now. And people need challenges. And people need to be pushed the way Kyle's pushing you right now. So you're going to be able to grab a video of this on YouTube of me listening to Kyle, me delivering this message to you. One of the things I asked Kyle before we started today was like, hey, man, I'll make the time, but who's on the call? And he's like, oh, the best of the best, the elite. He knew exactly what to tell me because he knows that I'm driven to help people that want game changers. I'm not talking about broken people. I'm talking about people that are already champions, people that are already hitting it. I know many of you on this call are probably making 100 plus. Some of you are making 1 million. Look, those are the people that I want to work with in my life. The people that have already proven themselves and the people that are not satisfied. So Kyle, I don't know how much time I have here, but I would like to talk, and just let me know how much time I do have so I can I don't want to run over.
Brother, hey, when your mouth's moving, brother, I shut up. Listen,
come on.
To talk as long as you want to talk.
Dude, when I show you this video, I don't even know whether Visalus is going to let you play what I'm doing over here, because I'm sitting here with my 10X cup and I'm drinking my 10X water. I'm throwing in Visalus. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to let you play what I did, but I guarantee you when you guys see it, you're going to get the biggest laugh of your life. I want to talk to you about something serious, though, okay? And that the seriousness of this is about what's going on in the U.S. economy and around the world, okay? And that is, it's fragile. You guys are not just changing people's bodies. You're giving people an opportunity that cannot make a living and cannot create financial freedom any other way. And you should take it very serious. Like, for instance, I take my financial condition as serious as my spiritual condition. To me, there's no difference. There's no reason somebody that's spiritually awake and aware that should ever be broke. It just doesn't add up to me. A guy tells me, he's like, money's not everything. I'm like, bro, you're not broke, but you're close. Because people with money and that have financial freedom do not talk like that. So, the reality is if I'm in good spiritual condition, if I'm contributing to the economy, if I'm contributing to people around me, if I have good products, a good service, if I can actually provide people with an opportunity and a way out, I should be rewarded. So when I'm listening to Kyle talk about dominate 14% month over month or quarter over quarter, it's compounding. And I'm like, if somebody didn't understand Kyle and what he's up to, they'd actually think he's greedy. Like, what's the deal with all this more stuff? And what I want to suggest to you is the only people that think more is a bad thing are people that don't have enough and don't yet know it. For instance, the middle class in America, the middle class in the last 5 years has been crushed. Regardless of what the government tries to do to help the middle class, it has been crushed. It is obliterated, okay? New millennials. The highest educated group of people in the history of mankind are millennials. 75 million prospects for Visalus, 50% of which can't get a job. The highest educated group of people ever to exit colleges in the United States of America's history, and they can't get a job. And when they do get a job, it's as a Starbucks barista. They're underpaid and overeducated. You guys at Visalus, you leaders, you guys, if you're completely relentless and ruthless, by the way, there is a spiritual aspect of ruthlessness. It's all over the Bible. If you're ruthless and relentless about your product, your service, and your opportunity, man, there's 75 million millennials out there that need to be woken up, that need to be shown the way out. You know, it's interesting that none of us were given the lesson, don't be broke. We were given the lesson, don't do drugs, don't have sex before you're married, don't mistreat women. I don't know, what else were we told not to do? Don't talk to strangers. Did any of your parents say, oh, by the way, and do not grow up and be dependent financially on someone else? But that is the message of the day. This is the message that you and I as leaders, and those of you that are awake enough, okay, need to be telling people, look, man, more is necessary today. More money, more customers, more prospects, more opportunities, more people committed, more commitment. Dude, more is vital to your company's success, your future, to your family. I have a 2-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, and I have a wife. And they're all kids, really. Come on, let's keep it real, okay? And my wife and my 2-year-old and my 4-year-old, I am responsible for. I'm responsible for them. That means every day I go to work and I want to be out front. I want to be the guy that takes the first bullet. I want to be the guy that guards them, protects them, and that includes my finances. And how do I get my finances? I got to keep my pipeline full. How do I keep my pipeline full? Because I'm out there on the front lines every day saying yes. Kyle calls me. Hey, man, could you do a quickie at 2:30? Sure, bro. Let's roll. Okay, are the right people on the phone? Let's do this thing, because I want to help people. I want to keep my pipeline full with winners. That's why I've written 4 books since 2008, since the Lehman collapse. I've written 4 books all about business, all about success, all about expansion in a new economy, expansion at a time when people want to contract. Look, people don't do your deal because they think they're going to fail. It's got nothing to do with the content of the drink. It's got nothing to do with what they saw on Google. It's got nothing to do with anything about anything, especially nothing to do with, oh my God, it's a pyramid. Life is a pyramid, bitch. Okay, the whole damn world's a pyramid. Hell, truth is, most of the people at the top of the pyramid, we don't even know who they are. Do you want to be a slave at the very bottom and work for a company? Or do you want to get some multiple flows of income? Do you want to get free? Are you willing to do whatever's necessary? Okay, there's 7 billion people on planet Earth. You guys, each one of you needs to make sure that everyone on this planet, in every network marketing, in every other one of the multi-level marketing companies, all the other earnesses of the world, not just in Visalus, all the Blake Mallons of the world and the Grant Cardones, everybody needs to know you right now, man. Everybody, not just people you're prospecting for or for the next big event. Everybody needs to know your name. You must become a celebrity in your space. You got to become the leader. You got to become the best at your deal, and you got to be committed to more. Okay? If you're making $1 million a year, I want to help you make 10 million. If you're making $100,000 and you want to go to $1 million, I can help you make $1 million. I want to help people that want a 10x and that are never, ever satisfied, because that's what it's going to take so that you can provide for your family, those 2 little girls you got, that little boy you got. Maybe you're a single mom and you're coming home and your 8-year-old's like, Mommy, how'd you do today? Look, you want to be able to look at that kid and say, look, man, look at me. Look at my eyes. You don't even have to ask. You can see the way I walked into a house, baby. I got so much swag. I got so much confidence. I got so much winning going on that I'm in better spiritual condition now. I'm in better physical condition. I'm better emotional condition, because when you're winning, it changes everything for you and everybody else. So Kyle's a guy to be around. He's telling you what to do. He doesn't just say it. He walks the walk. I love that about him. He's not a hypocrite. And there's a lot of hypocrites in our society today. So a couple things that we did for you. You can see I got Kyle's website up here, Kyle Pacetti, big man, okay? Join the winning team, bro. Join the winning team. If you're on the winning team, you need to rejoin the winning team every day. Just because you're on the team now don't mean you don't need to sell yourself over and over and over again. Can you show me the back graphic here? They're not going to hear it here. But we put together a program for you called Game Changer, okay? This is for game changers. Kyle brought up my book, The 10X Rule, and I know a number of you have gotten it and read the book, and hopefully you've benefited from it. If you haven't gotten the audio version of that, The audio version of that program is beyond sick. All my books, I wait about 6 months to go audio. And when I go audio on my books, it's not the book anymore. It's the book expanded. Because after you write a book, and I'm sure many of you have written books, after you write a book, 6 months goes by, a year goes by. I know Mr. Maxwell says the same thing. You know, you're like, oh my God, I forgot these 3 or 4 or 5 things that I should have put in the book. That's what Kyle was talking about in Sell or Be Sold. It's 13 hours of content. The 10X rule, which is about a 6.5 hour book, is 12 hours of content. My program called The Rules of Success. It's 13 different programs on what the rules of success that are used by all people over long periods of time through all cultures. And we basically created an MP3 package just for this meeting. Kyle, you know that I was running around trying to pull this together since we got off the phone an hour and a half ago. It's called grantcardone.com/game changer. And it's an MP3 download to your iPhone, your Droid, your iPad, or your computer, or you know what? If you're greedy like me, shit, download it to everything for the same price, okay? So if you go to grantcardone.com/game changer, that package is going to be sitting there. It's an $800 value, and we put it on the website for $179, I think. So I did that for Kyle. I did that for you. You guys are winners, okay? You guys are the winners. But here's the reality. I consider myself a winner, but I still need to be fixed. I still need to read. I still need to stay connected to information. I still have to be inspired. I am greatly influenced by the negativity in the world. It's contagious. It's bad. It's ugly. It gets me. You got people in your downline, people in your business right now that know more about Malaysia Flight 370 than they know about your product lineup or who's coming to your next major event. And shame, not on them, shame on you as a leader. Look, you need to cover these people up until they hate your guts and quit, or until they get on your team and become great. That's right. You need to push your people until they quit, or you need to push them until they're great. Because only until you push people to greatness have you actually done them a service. I hope you find this useful. Make sure you take advantage of the Game Changer. I put that up there for you guys, grantcardone.com/game changer. It's Sell or Be Sold, the 10X rule, and rules of success, all on MP3 download to all your devices all at one time. Kyle, take it over, brother.
Grant, thank you, brother. I sure do appreciate that. I'm glad you was able to throw that package together for me. I know you wanted to do it, but wasn't sure if you were going to get it done. So thank you for doing that. Gang, let's own this freaking month. Let's go crush it. Let's get every single person Vitality VIP. Let's get them across the line as a director. Let's own it. Let's break the new ambassadors. Let's break the new indies, TVs, and everything in between. Love you guys. Let's get her done. I'll see all of you soon. Be blessed. This call is officially over.